coming back to school with me. We could have done it all so easily.
Hi, my name is Craig Thompson-Wood. I'm the board game teacher. Thanks for coming to my games room. Oh, and my classroom nowadays. And let me just say right up front that I hope that you all out there are staying safe and that you are well and that your families are well and that you're doing everything you can to do what our leaders are telling us with self-isolation and social distancing, all that kind of thing, so that we can get back to regular life again really soon. So what I wanted to talk today was about that very subject, about what, now with the world being as it is and all the schools are shut down and everything, what do you do at home? How can you incorporate board games into your home as part of your child's education? So if you're looking for some alternatives to textbook and math pages and things, activities off the internet, then may I suggest that you start to consider board games again. So if you're starting to look at board games then as an educational tool, my first piece of advice is to think about what it is exactly that you want to be teaching through board game play. And like I said, I think that it is, if you look enough, that you could probably find a board game that would teach any subject out there at any level. It may just take a little bit of digging. If there's something that is not available, then I haven't seen it or know of it yet. But it's just amazing the number of different things that are teachable through board games nowadays. And let me also say up front that if you are teaching a specific subject or looking to teach a specific subject and are looking for some board games to make some recommendations for or to get for yourself and are unsure, your search is not fruitful, then please contact me and I will do everything I can to help you to find the right board game to meet your needs. So when you're looking for the board game, you can be looking for something, like a specific subject. So you're looking for something that's going to be teaching math skills, and it's going to be teaching language skills, and it's going to be teaching, maybe a particular subject, strand of science. You need to focus on what it is that you want to teach. And sometimes, you're going to be looking for a game that maybe you have some kids and they're just getting on each other's nerves because they're just together all the time now. So maybe you want to look at some collaborative board games, a cooperative board game, which is going to teach those collaboration skills. So again, but you really want to focus on that. I wouldn't recommend getting a board game just for the sake of, shutting them up or just keeping them busy. Really make sure that you have a focus for something that you want to be teaching with this. That would be the best way to go about this. Playing a board game for the sake of playing a board game, it's still going to be a positive because the kids are going to get something out of it. That social experience, the language and math skills that are involved within the board game. But you're going to get more out of it if you put a little bit of thought into it, is what I'm saying. So once you thought of the board game that you want or the kind of thing that you're looking for, well, where do you go for information? Well, first place you can go would be here on my channel. This is what I do. This is what I'm talking about, is all these different games. So you can maybe start to scroll through some of the games that I've talked about. And I've divided my channel into the sections with the primary games, the junior games, and then the high school level games. So based on that, you can start to narrow down your search and maybe look at those games that I have mentioned there and see if any of those are going to fit the bill for what you want. Look at the videos that are on there, and then that will help you to then narrow your focus. If you maybe know of other games, and if I don't have it on my channel, then there's other channels on YouTube as well. Maybe just do a general YouTube search. If you know the specific name of a game that you're looking for, type it into YouTube, and there's chances are excellent there's somebody out there that has done a video on it. So that's, YouTube is a great resource because not only do you get a chance to find out more information about the game, you're actually seeing the game, maybe seeing the game played, you're seeing the components, you're finding out more about it, even getting somebody's opinion and reviews on it. As to how good it is in terms of fun and how good it is in terms of teaching. So it's a really a great resource for that. The second great resource I would recommend would be Board Game Geek. And I'll put the link on below me right now, boardgamegeek.com. And that one is a great resource because it is the complete encyclopedic of every board game that has ever been out there. And there's like over 100,000 games right now. And so with that many games out there, you're you're hopefully going to be able to find what it is that you're looking for if you just look in the right places. They also have forums where you can go on to and talk to people and sort of say that, hey, I'm looking for these kinds of things, and people can make suggestions to you. There's also every game, if you look up a specific game, they're going to tell you every information in terms of the size of the box, the number of players, how heavy is the game, what the people who are on Board Game Geek, what they rate it. So they give it a rating out of 10. How good they think it is. You can read reviews. There's forum sections specific to that game. There's tons of information on there. So that's a really good resource as well to look up more information. As well as there'll be links to videos as well too. If you're looking for that specific game, there will be links which may not even be on YouTube. So again, a great place to be looking for information on a particular game. So you know what you just want to teach, you know the game you want to teach it with, and now how do you get this game? Well, there is always the big giant Amazon, but I would really recommend that as a last choice for a couple reasons. One, simply, it's usually more expensive. And two, supporting a local shop is far more important because we need to make sure that we're protecting our local, small game stores and things. So what I would recommend then is doing a little search of what's in your area. Find out what is local to you, and then contact them, either however they can be contacted, voicemail, by phone, by email, by messenger, whatever, and find out, do they do deliveries? Do they do pickups? With the whole pandemic thing going on right now, you're not probably going to be allowed to go in and go shopping, but you can certainly shop online, say I want this, and see if they either deliver or will allow you to pick up. And so that's going to be a great way to get those games that you want. I know that there's at least a couple stores in my area here which do that, and so definitely there's something you can do as well. If you're having trouble finding that or don't know where to look at, again, leave me a message in the comment section below. I'll be happy to help you find something. So now that you have the game at your home, the next thing you need to do is figure out how you're going to integrate this game into your daily curriculum. So what I strongly recommend is having a daily schedule set up. With you, with the kids, whoever's staying at home, if you're working from home, you're with the kids, and make sure that you set up a schedule and stick to it. So have a time where this is the wake up time, maybe like 9 o'clock would be the latest. You're waking up, you're getting up, you're starting to have breakfast, you're getting showered, and all those things you need to do to start off your day. So that starts at 9. By 10 o'clock, you're sitting down, you're starting to do whatever online learning and things that you need to do. One thing I strongly recommend when setting up your daily schedule is don't let the kids have screen time before they've done the work that they need to do. And that includes playing the board game, because once they get into screen time, the brain goes all fuzzy. It's not easy for them to suddenly focus then on the schoolwork that they need to do. And it's just hard to get them off of that. So do that after everything. So make a time during the day to say maybe like from 2 to 4 is board game time. And then if you have the one board game, or if you maybe have a selection of board games, then you can rotate through different games to play, and you always play from 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Making it part of the daily routine is going to be good for that kind of consistency, because right now with no consistency, with the schedules all being gone, with school being out and work being out and everything that's happening, that kind of consistency is going to be really good. And it's going to make sure that it happens as well, which is also going to be a very positive thing. So make that time, make a schedule, and make it happen. And then the final thing that you're going to be doing is your own little assessments. So as you're playing the game with them, you're going to be looking for a few things. One, are they enjoying the game? Because if they're not enjoying the game, then you don't want to be forcing them to continually play this game. I mean, maybe you finish it the first time and then say afterwards, well, what did you think? Did you like it? And if they don't, maybe then it's time to start looking at another game. You don't want this to become a chore. You want this to be an enjoyable activity for them, so that way they're going to continue to want to play, because a person who is a board gamer is a lifelong learner. And that's really the goal that you're looking for here. So find out if they enjoy the game. Are they having fun? And then what skills were they learning? And were the skills being taught? Were they learning them? Is the game too easy, too hard? And finding out, how it is in that. And if it's, again, too easy, too hard, then you're going to want to maybe look at different games. Or is there a way that you could modify the existing game to make it so that it's not too easy, too hard. So you're going to need to do a little bit of assessment in there, figuring out if it's something that they're going to want to play, and if it's an applicable thing to teaching what it is that you want to teach. And in that way, it's going to encourage the play of the game for days, weeks, hopefully not months to come. Finally, what it can do once you've assessed the game and you know that they like it, maybe you can look at games which are similar to it, or sort of getting a sense of where to go from here. So if they like that game, okay, well maybe there's a game that's similar to it, or a game by the same designer which is a different kind of game, but it's teaching me some of the same concepts, or maybe it's teaching a different concept, but again, you're just using this as every game that you're playing, as you're going to need to be doing that assessment to find out where to go next. Whether to continue playing that game, whether to try something new, or et cetera, et cetera. Well, so that's going to wrap it up for today's episode. If you have any questions about distance learning and how games can help out with that, or if you have any other suggestions for topics you might like me to talk about, please leave me a message in the comment section below. If you have any games you might like to see me play on the channel, particularly if they're cooperative board games, then please leave a message in the comment section below, because cooperative board games, one great thing about them is they can be played solo, which is going to be my next topic of discussion. But until next time, I'm Craig Thompson with the Board Game Teacher, saying thanks for coming to the classroom.
Are you coming back to school with me?